All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Kaiji, Season 1, Episode 16.
A new game.
A new game.
A card game.
Against Tonegawa, too.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of, you could get spicy with the vengeance side of things.
You can definitely get spicy. And yet this was marketed as the game where, no, you don't actually have to take any risk if you don't want to, and you could still make a decent little bit of money.
Or you could go highball.
Or you could go full hog.
And you could lose a lot.
Now, and that's where it gets real dangerous. So.
What I'm excited about here is what these cards represent. Because
we had real people out there in that hall.
Right, but because card games, when it comes down to the actual mechanics of the cards themselves, are all theoretically then solvable. It can be broken down into simple math, basically.
Right, and a counting game when you only have 10 cards would be very, very simple.
Right, except then you get into the human element, which is
probably
I'm
where
excited
it's
to
gonna
get back into gambling, is that if you are, presenting a card or, doing something with a card, you can fuck it up. You can bluff. You can obfuscate what your play is. There's so many different things that could be at play just because of the human element.
Right.
Like poker, hold them 2 cards that you have that you can manipulate with. Blackjack gets into, also kind of a similar thing as well, but like
counting.
Well, no, but in terms of what knowledge you have that you can, interact with, allows you to do some pretty crazy stuff. So I'm excited for this to move away from the almost arbitrarily impossible odds of the previous game, because there's no way anyone should have been able to survive that, except for Kaiji, which is what exactly happened, but just because he's the main character. But in this case here now, Kaiji has decisions, he has agency, he has choice, and I'm excited for that.
And the old guys made it seem like it was going to be more about like willpower and resolve necessarily than like skill, which makes me think it's going to be about what you choose to play, not like, do you have the guts to play that card? Not, will you be able to strategically beat Tonegawa?
Right, because there's all the people outside from the game where they got injured who are going to have some kind of interaction.
Yeah, they're in some way
this works.
On their payroll still. So whether that bleeds over into this, who knows?
Who knows? So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
Fury.
Oh.
Kaiji's.
Yeah, probably at realizing what they're trying to get him to do, maybe.
Or maybe against Tonegawa.
Yeah. Oh, 811. Ooh.
Interesting, okay. Hence why they were mentioned in that order.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, he probably chooses which side. Okay, cool. Before switching it up. I like that. But the slave can beat the emperor. Oh, whoa. Whoa. It has spy rules like in Stratego.
Yeah. Right. So that's literally the only play of interest that there is, other than times that an emperor would beat a citizen or citizen beat a slave.
Right. It's a hopeful thing. It's a... Yeah, obviously.
Right. What happens if both are on one side?
They can't be. They're always going to be drawn and dealt in a specific way, where they're always going to be on opposite sides. That's probably choosing to only play with the slave side.
Right, because since it's 3 cards out of 5 that you play each time, you don't have to actually play the slave.
Oh my god, wait.
That's... Okay.
Only. Here's a surgical tool.
Oh my god. Wait, what?
Holy shit.
Not just have it be something where you take it afterwards, but like the threat has to be there in the moment. Oh man, but the pressure of that. No wonder they were talking about the willpower and all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh my god. What do you choose?
That's... What's the amount of time?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that's interesting. Right. Whoa, okay.
But you could... Hang on.
Right. It's a health total. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, hence the you could still get a small amount of money.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's dirty.
That's so good. Right? Too safe. Yeah.
Right, because then you know exactly what you're dealing with, right? It's not like, okay, this is cool. Because they're actually presenting the threat before the game starts.
Yeah.
As opposed to like the previous one, where it's this is what you have to deal with.
Right. Oh. Oh, you win big? Yeah. I was gonna say, that's...
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because you're winning the...
You're right, because it's the equivalent of like betting green in roulette or something.
Yeah. It is exactly that, yeah. Right.
Good to know.
Very good to know, yes. Oh, that's devious. Oh my god.
Okay, I like it. Because then this also is directly getting at the character, you know?
Oh, here's the fury. Yeah. Yeah.
He's eating this up.
Yeah, you fuckers, yeah.
Oh yes, we feel regret. You think this makes up for it? When the debt wasn't even originally his in the first place.
I mean, this is Kaiji's character to hold on to a promise to a dead man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like he has to. That's the strength that he has.
Right.
So he's pitting that strength against fear and greed, yeah.
Mm-hmm. The way he's just trying to weasel under his skin.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Me.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, yep. I mean, he's sitting right there. Who else is it gonna be?
Yeah.
I love that Kaiji was so nervous, though. He hadn't even considered who he was playing against.
Right.
So Tonegawa was going to use his fury against him to be like, yeah, don't you want to beat me? True, actually true. That's actually not a bad idea when playing as Emperor. Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. Because he's so emotionally raw, he's probably able to read him just like he's done it to tons of other people.
That makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah. That's no fun. I like that they addressed that, though.
Yeah. Because that probably would be the best way to do it, especially since he doesn't actually lose anything.
The problem is there's literally people that could be behind him feeding Tonegawa info as...
Yeah,
there's so many ways that Tonegawa can see the...
I would love for Kaiji to bring that up of like, hey, you guys have played like filthy cheats, so why should I trust this? Let's go play somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, take
Unless
that.
You bet big.
Take that, but like...
Right, because once you start, you have to do all 12 matches.
Fuck.
And then it's just how much you bet on each one.
And this is what they saw in Kaiji, was that when pushed into a situation like this, they knew that he would probably play the impossible game. Oh. Get on your knees. Oh.
Nice.
Whoa. Whoa.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Turn yourself into the police.
I mean, the sucky thing is that, like...
Go for the ear, 100%.
Like,
100%.
Yeah, the sucky thing is that, like, the ear...
You can feel it.
Yeah. The ear, unfortunately, has the potential of interacting with, like, there'll be some touch, theoretically, but with the eye, it wouldn't be there until the last second.
Well, but with the eye, you'll also see it get closer and closer. I feel like that'd be a lot more terrifying, you know?
You just shut your eye.
Sure. Well, once it gets close enough, you'll have to have your eyelid open, otherwise it'll...
True. Oh. Wow. I love it. Yep. You can play over there. Yeah.
Oh, right, because before you know what cards you get. Yeah.
Yep. Divide. I like this because 30 is actually the health total you have in a lot of these card games where you use it as a resource. Sure.
That's a good way to think about it. Because even if you do 2 each, you could go down to 1 after that.
Right.
You don't have to do the same bet every time.
Yep. Whoa.
Oh shit. Okay.
So he's betting on 2 wins so that he can then do one the rest of the hands.
Right, because then you can try and read the other person.
Right.
But I'm guessing it alternates who plays first, right?
Yeah.
So, wow.
Kaiji has shuffle your hand, magic style.
Yeah.
Shuffle your hand.
No, wait. Oh my God. Yeah. But what the fuck, dude? Yeah, you mix it under the table, like. Okay, I guess they probably did mix it up.
Okay, they probably did, yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay, so it alternates within the match.
Good,
that's
good.
Cool.
Do it.
But that's.
Do it. Did you drop the Emperor? That was the perfect time to do it on the second play.
Because he has more. Okay, yeah, there you go. Yep. Because you have the odds get. It's easier to read the later it goes.
Yep. Oh fuck yeah! Don't think about that. Don't think about that.
Yeah. Yep. But this is how the tension starts getting dialed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he only got $1 million from betting 10 millimeters.
Yep. Yep. Next hand. Yep.
So bet. Oh god. Shit. No, what the fuck are you doing? He's gonna be the you're gonna be the slave side this time, right?
Yep.
No, you should have done 2 for this one.
No. He said 3 with each side. Then they swap. Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't play 3 cards. They play 3 hands each.
Okay.
So now Kaiji the Emperor again.
No, you're doing the same thing. Doing the same thing. Oh god. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Although, is he baiting him? Because now you've established a pattern. Do not do that the third time.
Well, the odds are in his favor.
No, right, but like...
That's why they're playing 12 hands. Two sets of 3 of each side.
No, right, but now he's done the same thing twice in a row, so Tonegawa might play the slave on the second one.
He knows his tell.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's fucking terrifying. Yeah, it's going great.
I like that nobody's behind him. This is very much a Kaiji, you should feel confident, right?
Right.
Oh, I love this game so much.
This game is
Yeah. Chef's kiss. Oh. All right, E-card.
Okay.
So we've got ourselves a game that's very easy to understand.
Yep.
Very, very high tension in terms of the fact that it is basically Kaiji wagering against himself.
Right. High tension and high agency, which is my favorite part about this.
Yes.
Because then it's what are you going to bet?
What card are you going to play?
Yeah, if you want to get 20 million, you're going to have to play pretty risky.
All right. So, Kaiji, are you the kind of person that can potentially set yourself up to go, completely all the way in on something that could end up losing something extremely vital to you? I think that when they saw you do your speech at the end of Rock, Paper, Scissors, they were thinking, I want to see what this guy plays for his 6th slave card hand,
Well, right, exactly.
I want to see what he bets.
This guy really doesn't care about money? Mm-hmm. Let's put that to the test.
Exactly.
I love it. I absolutely love it. There's that part of me that's like, okay, but what if you played, you got all the Emperor hands, but then you didn't bet anything much for the slave hands for the most part, but then towards the end on the last 3 slave hands,
you bet really high.
You bet 8 on each, right? Mm-hmm. If you bet 1 on all the others, you haven't lost any Emperor hands, things or not too many, right?
You probably theoretically would lose 1 or none. 1 or no Emperor hands. The problem is that the odds get worse the more draws you have in the Emperor game. So it's actually much easier to lose an Emperor hand than you'd think.
Right. And and then the pressure that you have better odds the later it goes. Now the thing is that because
slave.
Right. But because the slave only has the 1 card.
Right.
Every time that they let it go longer to get better odds, it could just be the Emperor and then they lost, right? So it's
once you haven't played the Emperor by hand 4 and there's no slave, you automatically lose.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's where the psychology comes in. Are you the kind of person that just slams the Emperor turn 1? Mm-hmm. And no doubt or anything in your mind. You just go, no, there's no way you play the slave turn 1.
Right. And the thing is that you could do that 1 or 2 times as long as it's not close together, right?
Why?
Well, no, because if you keep doing that, then eventually they'll just play the slave.
No. Right? I know, but it's the idea of like mathematically, it makes no sense still to do it. The slave should always be played turn 2 or 3.
No, right. Until they do it the first, right? Because the slave, if Tonegawa wins with the slave, Kaiji doesn't lose any more.
Yep.
That means that he could go with the 1-1-1 for a few times and then try and guess when Tonegawa would be like, okay, this is the pattern, I'm going to play the slave the first time, and then just not do it the first time and see if he can psych him out, and then he does it, and then, oh no, he plays it the first time, he didn't get it, oh, yep, Kaiji wins,
automatic win, yep.
Yeah. It's
a very, very good hand reading game. It's not like hand reading with regards to what card that they're actually playing based on the position that they have it. It's the idea that if you give any information by your body language hand reading, then you end up allowing the person who's playing second, which does alternate, and that is a very big part of this game.
It alternates, and it's not based on emperor versus slave.
Yeah, and that's very, very
which is
good.
Fun.
Oh yeah,
like that's
And because there's 5 cards, the alternating aspect as to who's playing first in the hands also is different.
Wait, say that again?
Meaning, like, even if you played the hands all the way out, alternating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, yeah. As it goes further into the hand, you'll have... Right, exactly.
Well, that was meaning that... So if hand 1, Emperor is playing first, hand 2, the Emperor is playing second.
Right.
Yeah. And it would alternate every single time.
Right.
But that means then you have certain slave rounds that are worse than others. Because...
because
if you play first as the Emperor this one, that means you're playing second as the slave in the first one. So your first slave round of 3 is better odds for you than your
than your last slave round. Yes,
where you play first twice.
Right. Now, yeah.
Because based on that, Tonegawa could win twice automatically if he has the ability to read Kaiji in the I guess that'd be the 10th and 12th play, the 10th and 12th hand, because he could just be like, oh, you played a citizen. Emperor immediately. Just turn 1.
Yeah, right. If he's able to like get a good read on him and stuff.
Right,
yeah.
Which is why I think that this game is going to be determined in the obviously the 12th, the hand for the maximum dramatic effect, but also for the Kaiji plays the slave turn 1 on the 12th hand. And it's Tonegawa either reading him wrong or reading him absolutely correct.
I think,
and then Tonegawa flips it over and either goes, or like, I got you.
Yeah, what I think it's going to be, if it goes to the 12th round, is that it's, because Kaiji could easily, the issue is that unless Tonegawa wins on him big or Kaiji hasn't won enough,
when he's
for the
Emperor
last slave round, since he's being Emperor first, he can just divide what he has left into those 3 rounds and just be like, okay, if I don't quite hit my 20 million mark, then that's okay. But I'm going to keep it so that there's, because there's playing with no risk from the beginning, and you don't really need to do that because the Emperor is easy, right? Yeah. Playing with no risk at the end, you should definitely do that because then it's the difference is going to be really small in, right? Unless you decide to just fuck it and you play real hard.
Right. But that's the part where things get into some actual funky odds math stuff is that
I thought you were going to say character stuff.
Well, character stuff for sure. But it's the idea that Kaiji reveals what he's trying to do actually based on what he bets for that hand.
Sure.
Because if he's the slave, you can tell actually that he's going to try to play the slave in the first 2 or 3 rounds if he bets big.
Oh,
That means he's guaranteed to play it there, which means you can just, as the Emperor, just play safe, play 2 citizens for the first 2 rounds, or maybe...
But then it goes into but a clever man would put the poison into his own cup, right? Because if he does that, then it's I'm going to make him think that I'm going to be aggressive, so that way he won't play the Emperor in the first couple, and then...
No.
It's just 3 turns,
No, you're right. It's a perfect game in that regard, but Kaiji has the actual negative in the slave rounds, an extra level, because he's the one choosing to bet.
Oh, okay.
Because if he chooses to bet conservative, then Tonegawa doesn't really need to think too much about.
He's playing against the house.
Yes, and he doesn't even really realize it.
Except for the fact that, well, I would say he's playing against the house in a good way because Tonegawa can't bet against him.
Yes, Tonegawa can't bet against him.
He is entirely choosing how this goes, which is what makes it so fun and what makes it.
Yes.
semi-feasible that they would say, no, this is actually a reward because, you know, it still has potential for risk and we can get our rocks off if you get greedy and everything.
Oh, yeah.
But you're essentially playing slots. You can choose how much to play and how much to put in and all of that stuff,
and you can
right?
choose which slot machine to
right,
go
exactly.
on, basically.
Now, Tonegawa is good at reading people, or at least he thinks he is. So, you know, there's that whole thing, right?
We'll see that in the Emperor rounds, especially for Kaiji.
Yeah.
Is whether or not Kaiji's playing on round 2 or 1 becomes a problem for him.
If this ends up being the kind of thing where he's like, you know what? I've just determined that playing second is the best. And then he plays second a third time in a row, and then like Tonegawa beats him. I won't even I'll just at that point that's your own fault, Kaiji.
Oh,
like this is the kind of thing where this was actually kind of one of the nasty things about what they did. They tell him all the rules of the game, but then they say, now hurry up with whether or not you want to do this. Let's not waste this time.
Well, that was specifically for each hand.
No, there's the hand thing where it's you have 5 minutes to play a card after the other person plays a card. But there was the choose whether or not you're going to do this quickly because, you know, this guy's time is valuable.
Yeah, classic setup.
Right, but if he was like, okay, hang on, give me 10 solid minutes to think, right? Then he could come up with a strategy with regards to how the interplay goes and what kind of stuff he's going to do to make sure that
after just walking across a high beam where he nearly died and watched, you know,
exactly,
tons of other people die,
right,
and is still enraged by these people, and so he's in a heightened state by every sense of the word, but also is still, like you're saying, being pushed to move quickly so that he doesn't end up solving the easy way of the game, or calms himself down enough to where he goes, okay, cool, the max that I can win here comfortably without losing everything is about 5 to 10 million, depending on what I do. So 6 million is not bad.
Nope.
But
even if you you know, there's the whole thing of, okay, what did the two of them win and everything, and you know, the promise and all that stuff. Yes, totally. But you could totally do something of the, okay, hopefully his debts aren't actually that much. That would be enough to pay off his debts and probably a bit extra. So I'll just take whatever I win and split it, you know?
Yeah.
But then he could also do something where, because Tonegawa said randomness is actually kind of the best way to do this, but that also makes it unfun. So no randomness. You have to look at your cards. The best thing to do then would be to try and do pseudo random.
Oh yeah.
Right? Just be like, you know, I'm going to do something completely different this time, right?
Yep.
Don't even have a logic in your own head necessarily, because
there's about playing Pazak.
Because there's only the one card. If it was something where there were multiple cards, then, you know, if you get someone over one time, they still have another card that they could do, right?
Right.
But it's just the one time. You just have to psych him out or have him not be able to guess it when you're Emperor, right?
The problem with that is that if Kaiji has body language that is subconscious based on whether he's picking an Emperor, a citizen, or a slave versus a citizen,
that's true.
It does not matter if it's random or not. Because one of the things that people will do when playing rock, paper, scissors, and this is a very classic example of this, is that if you want to know a hack for rock, paper, scissors, basically, some people will actually declare which thing they're playing on the way down for their third thing. So an example of this is if you start to see knuckles bend, you know they're not playing rock.
Oh, okay.
So people will actually declare paper like this. And if you look rather closely at their hand, you don't look at them.
Well, but
you can actually hold it to the last second. It's a very cheeky way you can see people hit and they immediately do this.
Yeah, but then if you're doing
no, but I'm saying
that doesn't work.
No, I know, but it's the kind of thing where people don't really think about that necessarily. Sure. And it's the kind of thing when you're playing cards, there's a couple other things that happen. There's usually what fingers you grab with, or
there's all kinds of tells that
the way in which you kind of slowly put it down or quickly put it down.
You look for patterns, and that's why Tonegawa is unfazed by the fact that he lost a couple hands, because one, it's the Emperor side, right?
Yeah.
Which in a lot of ways, going Emperor first might not necessarily be the advantage, because one, you get to clinch things at the end with the slave, but two, you get to have the times where you see the way that they play when you're not expected to win, right? Yeah, you're having them do their stuff when they don't know how you play and all of that stuff. And so, after this, he'll have a better read, but he only has one more turn as Emperor, right?
No, he has 4 more.
Well, no. After this set of 3, right?
Right.
even if he gets a good read on Tonegawa by this point,
if Tonegawa never plays a slave, he can't get a read on him.
That's true.
That's the thing,
That's
though.
true.
Tonegawa, in some ways, might just throw this third one as well by being like, no, I saved the slave until the very last second. I'm just here reading him. These rounds are irrelevant.
That's a good point, because given that he knows that he wants to get the 20 million, if Kaiji does 10 millimeters every Emperor turn, he's still not going to get it. He's only going to get 6 million, right? Even if he did 20 millimeters, which would actually be dumb, because then what happens if you get a random fluke? Like, Tonegawa is probably adjusting his playstyle based on Kaiji's goal and what he is actually betting, right? Because it's I know that he's actually going to have to go pretty hard on some slave turns, and then that's when I can beat him.
Or I just am waiting until he starts betting actually crazy stuff, and then I'll start revealing the things that I've learned about him.
Yeah, maybe I've already found his tell, but because it's only $1 million each time, I don't really care.
Why spoil it here?
Yeah, exactly.
Why get him to start
Why
shaking
let him
up?
know that I have him?
Yeah. There's so many things to go through with this, but then also just the idea that while this is all going on, we have the emperor of this setup here just gleefully eating this whole thing up, which is so sickeningly like, I love it, because he's not inviting some like group of people to watch this. This is just for him. The only person really benefiting from this is him, because he's the only one being the observer, kind of sitting there just watching it, which is in some ways your best bet, Kaiji, is that he loves watching you play. So the idea that you go through this here and you're only losing an eye or an ear at the worst, is kind of his whole thing of, no, we're going to let you back into society. I don't care what you win or lose or anything, but we're going to bring you back.
Well,
it's something that's very, very exciting, in my opinion, in terms of taking away something that I had as an issue in the previous arc was the idea that, what if Kaiji could die?
That's not gonna happen.
I don't think Kaiji could die, but the story is now literally showing us that the guy doesn't want Kaiji to die now because he did the impossible physical challenge. He did the very stacked against him, mental and psychological social challenge with the rock, paper, scissors. And now he's headed into this bet here, which is the willpower and I would say like the stoicism challenge of, can you keep this in check?
Now, the one thing that I will say,
and if he passes all three, it's I've got a gamer.
Exactly.
I've got one.
Now, the one thing that I feel like does potentially need to be mentioned, Kaiji looks at this and he says, "I'm sorry, I was told that I would be able to win at least 5 or 6 million without any risk. I'm betting 10 millimeters. Now, granted, it's on the 80% chance to win, but I can't do that all the time. I'll only get 6 million that way, and I'm already actually putting in a lot of risk doing it that way. That's not false numbers, false advertising."
Oh, that's the worst part about this, basically, is that he has to actually kind of be a little bit smart in order to win the 6 million.
Excuse me, in order to get the minimum thing that should have been easy, I think it should be tripled to like 300,000.
Well, no, because that's the thing, is that he has absolutely no risk with regards to the slave rounds if he wants to.
Right. Yeah, no, he can just do 1-1-1. But even for the Emperor rounds, because if if Tonegawa does actually like get him on a 10 millimeter.
Say he does it twice, then it's 20. Even if he does that.
Sure, and then he does
1-1-1 forever. It literally
that would actually be exactly. Yeah, so he does 9 for the next one after he loses, and then 1-1-1 after that.
Well, it doesn't matter. Exactly.
Yep.
But he would have to lose all 3 Emperor rounds for the next one then if he did lose the 10 here. Or if he lost 2 20s.
Right.
Or two 10s for a 20.
So
it really is no risk to him from a standpoint that he's not playing with his money.
Nope.
This is all just a just a bet against his own psychological will and resolve. So
And something that I could see being really fun is if Kaiji does end up, say, losing his ear. What happens if you get into the gambler's fallacy of, well, double or nothing? Just play again. You lost. I mean, we're up for, having you go in a second time.
So you're saying he plays a whole other round of E-card?
Yeah, and it's just all right, do you want your last ear or one of your eyes this time?
That would be fucking epic.
And then it's you're literally betting piecemeal your body to get money. And
well, I mean, there's a cool societal kind of, commentary aspect of that
absolutely,
as well.
Right? But that would be the real way that they test the greed, right?
Well, right, but people absolutely sacrifice their physical health for the sake of just a little bit more money so that they can do something that they perceive as being a worthy trade in that regard.
Right.
And that was, I think, the point setup and the foreshadowing of him poking the guy, prodding him and giving him pain is he's happy for this.
Right.
Look at the money I'm trading him for that pain.
Yep. Best money he's made in his life. Yeah.
Yeah. And the idea that he did it multiple times could be the setup for Kaiji doing like you're saying. Because I'm going to say, the ear thing is not interesting from the visual standpoint, but him losing an eye, Kaiji with an eye patch, that looks fucking epic.
Well, also, since it's based on millimeters, with the eye, that would be the point at which it makes contact. Now, I could totally see it being something where that 1 millimeter is enough to make it so that you are incapable of seeing through that eye. Although, I could see it actually taking a little bit more than that. But you could theoretically, but you could theoretically have something where it's like he still has the eye, he just can't see out of it.
Oh,
right?
yeah, absolutely. Like it'd just be grayed out and all murky and everything.
That would actually be really, really fucked, is if it's the eye thing and it's I've already lost, so at this point I'm going to bet more, and I'm going to go more than 30 millimeters because now I've got my whole eye to work with.
They might say, no, maximum bet is 30 because the screw doesn't go in further than 30 millimeters and stuff. I think that's probably going to be the point there, but he could just then have it be every imp around 30 millimeters, Yeah. Yeah. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out my Persona 5 World Let's Play on Twitch, and if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.